Yeesh. This feels like the equivalent of an eternal mission to find your wallet or car keys. How are you gonna pay for the McDonald's without money? What's that I hear? Are you interested in maybe trying to find the beads in accordance with the poem? Nah, I'm good. You know, Ben Castell, I think it is easy to conclude that all of these poems you keep writing are describing either your endless suffering that you went through, or it is foreshadowing for the mood and actions taken during the chapters. A conclusion that anyone can arrive at. But you know what? Let's play a game while I'm here. Try to explain each poem with more specific details with the knowledge that you have garnered. If you manage to satisfy me with each interpretation, you win. Otherwise, you are gonna help me with a special mission. Are you gonna tell me if I'm right on the money for any of these? Indubitably, no. Alright, well, let's see. The first poems, it makes me think of... Mind your pace, boy. Chop chop. Ow! You still have an eternity and a half to try and find the beads. I'm already behind schedule as it is. At this point, I'm gonna start losing my beats too. McDonald's as ordered, my lady. Now do I get the honor of whipping him myself? Go ahead. 7 keys were attached to the keychain. Oh god. You're gonna start this chapter with keychains and keys and such? Without knowing which keys was the correct one, I had to go by instinct and try everyone, one by one. On average, I reached the correct key within 3.5 attempts. It'd be fortunate if I could open the lock within the first 3 keys. And I'd be unfortunate if I didn't. I had to think of the worst case scenario, getting the right key only on the very last attempt. I fought with my nervousness. My head ached from it. I put the key in and turned it. I just need to repeat the small procedure several more times, but I couldn't stop shaking. Damn. Even a 3-year-old kid can do something this easy. So, am I more childish than a 3-year-old? Whatever. I don't care if I'm clumsy. Is it just me, folks, or does the sound kind of get all staticky and like has like sound drops and whatever it's called? Like it has some, like, you notice the glitchy little way the sound cuts off at the end. Yeah, see? I don't like the sound of that. I tried my best to recreate, like whenever I start a chapter, I always have to update it to like the console-like version with the 07th project, like the 07th mod for each of these chapters. So I have to always set up like the settings right. Which so far things have been the same, except for the sound. Like, I don't know, the sounds are a little bit different this time around. But at the same time, I set up the exact same things. Like, I even screenshotted both the settings for this and the last chapter, and they were all just the same. So, did they change the sounds for this? Like, are these supposed to be the Higurashis? Because they sound different, for sure. I just need to try all these keys. Even in the worst case scenario, the lock will open on the 7th try. Shion. Reality isn't always the same as math. What happened was worse than my worst case scenario. None of the keys worked at all. I could feel the blood draining from my brain. Did I get the wrong set of keys? No. I definitely see a faint marking that says this set is for this door. Am I just reading it wrong? Should I go back to the key cabinet to look for the right one? That would mean a great loss of time. Just by being here, I'm already risking so much. Something that could ruin everything might happen at any moment. If I can't open this lock, do I have to go back to the administration office? If there were no other choice, it'd be a waste of time to spend another second here. The administration office wouldn't necessarily be empty at this time. Somebody might come in. I won't be able to look for the right key if that happens. I stood up quickly, as if electrified. I was almost in a panic, and still felt the urge to move. My instinct pushed me. I have to go back there as quickly as possible. It's dangerous to be here, and it's also dangerous if somebody comes into the administration office. I cooled my head, making it as chilly as possible, to repress my fear. Alright, well, we have Shion right over here as our new protagonist, as the old cast review said. And we're already snooping in around in places that I'm not even sure what are. I mean, places that I don't even know where they are, to be quite honest. And I don't even know the intent behind this action. Like, what is Shion doing right over here? Calm down, Shion. I'm the only one panic in this situation. Maybe I'm just mistaken. Why not I try the keys one more time? The next moment, I felt a faint vibration in the air. Somebody was walking somewhere in the hallway. If it were a normal situation, I would have known I wouldn't run into them, since the footsteps were very far away. But at the time, I couldn't think calmly. Ah, shit. Why am I panicking this much just because of footsteps? Calm down. Calm down. I should be feeling excited instead. Calm down. Calm down. Yes. Calm yourself, Shion. I just need to do what I have to do. I should ignore the footsteps, because they are not an immediate threat. Pretend they aren't there. Oh man. She's hearing the footsteps too. I guess it makes sense. I have to listen for something much more important right now. Oh shit. This key should be hard and cold, but it's pliable and hot. It feels like rubber. How could I stick this into the keyhole? Shit. It wasn't the key that was pliable. It's my fingers that were limp. Shit. The key sprung out of my hand and fell onto the floor. It shouldn't have made any sound, because it was so pliable, but it made a tremendous metal noise as if somebody pushed over the cupboard. Cling! The sound almost stopped my heart. I felt dizzy for a while. I looked around afterwards to carefully see if I caused any disturbance to the surroundings. Calm down. Calm down. Nothing's changed. I don't hear anything. So, am I safe? Calm down. Calm down. Wait, I don't hear anything? What about those footsteps in the distance? Calm down. Are they looking for me after they notice the sound? Ah, shit. What is that sound I'm hearing? Is it my sweat dripping on the floor? Shut up. How could I hear the sound of my sweat? Calm down. Calm the fuck down. I have to clarify. This isn't a prison or a detention center. It's a private school. Oh? Not a normal one, though. Like, I was thinking maybe it was the virtual storehouse, or something that the Sonozakis owned, or a building that had something to do with whatever is happening, like trying to figure out the horror behind Hinamizawa. No, it's a school. It costs a fortune just to get in. It's a boarding school that provides education from elementary school to university. being for girls only, rather than a school. You could say it's a factory that manufactures ladies. Some of my classmates here have never even used public transportation. In reality, it isn't normal. To me, saying, "How nice to see you," instead of just, "Hi," is already insane. And calling the teachers sisters gives me the creeps. I hate the morning and evening prayers, to say nothing of the Sunday Mass. I don't want to memorize the Bible passages, and the Holy Ghost gives me a rash. If I stayed in this institution, and that's why I call the place, for many years, I'd either go crazy or be brainwashed. Jesus. This is eerily similar to me reading Princess Evangel like recently. Like I pretty much finished everything from that and W Happiness version. And this reminds me plenty of that. It was a cute romance visual novel. Most of the girls choose to be brainwashed, but I cannot do that. Because, you know, there is that level of brainwashing discussion that happens in Princess Evangel where it is a all-girls school. And like, after a girl graduates, there are certain situations that happens where, fuck, what am I gonna do? And especially when it comes to men, like marrying men and such, in some cases it can be just normal, you know, just marry the partner of opposite sex and it's all fine. But for some other girls, they cannot even imagine like the outside world life, to live in the outside world, when most of their life they lived with girls inside this school for all girls. Like, imagining yourself living outside, some would go crazy. And I mean, surely, like this thought that Shion is having out over here, it definitely reminded of that visual novel. After all, I was more impressed by the political schemes and international trade behind religious propagation than by the love of God which the Bible teaches. And it actually makes me think of, like, in real life, like girls only or boys only schools. Like, how is that like? How does it feel like after you graduate from those kinds of schools? Because of that, I've been treated as a problematic child from the beginning. I experienced lots of disadvantages as a result. Yeah, I realized that quickly, so I superficially pretended to be normal. However, I got tired of acting, so I started to reveal my true self from time to time. I became a problematic child once again. People started to treat me differently once again. It's fun to misbehave, but it won't do anything for me in the long run. So, why did I act that way? Why, even though I knew it was going to backfire on me later on? After examining my emotions, I realized that I completely had it with my surroundings. I was afraid of being brainwashed in this institution. I can't live here. I won't let them brainwash me. 6 months ago, I decided to escape this place. The moment I made up my mind, I started to feel alive again. I acted ladylike in order to deceive the sisters. Pretending became fun once I had set my goal. It gave me the creeps when they told me with smiles that it was God's influence that I started to behave religiously. Not to mention that in Princess Evangel, there was this God, like, side to school. Like, there's this religious component to it. Christian religious component too, not Japanese. I laughed at them behind their backs. I took on my classmates' duties in order to understand the layout of the school and the schedules of the staffs and guards. The only thing left for this school would be to have like a French-like titling system and such. That will surely be something. I soon found out that the security of the school was immensely tight, because there were many daughters of important people living here. The guards walked their beat randomly. There were surveillance cameras everywhere. The system that kept out intruders ironically also worked to prevent escapees. But that excited me instead. I simulated how to avoid all the surveillance in my head many times. I drew an escape route in the corner of my nose during class and tested if it worked. I strove to acquire any necessary skills for escape. It was all fun. After all, the situation was cathartic for me. That's who I am. No matter how hard they try to brainwash me, I'd never change. You know, I haven't really thought much about Shion in terms of personality. I mean, of course, there was the discussion I had during investigation video for season 3 where I was thinking, okay, clearly Shion and Neon probably went through some rough stuff when they were kids. But thinking right now about Shion's current personality and such, I guess it makes sense. Like, right, like this girl right over here was having like these thoughts of being brainwashed and thinking a certain way, and she was afraid of that, so instead she decided to basically change and become someone who is much more forward, much more adventurous and such. Like the way we've seen in chapter 2 with Shion. Someone who would sneak around, someone who would challenge like things that are happening. Like, oh, might as well just go inside that ritual storehouse, see what it is like. I don't care. Stuff like that. And that is for her to feel the most free. Because I can imagine that being under the Sonozaki, it can be a little bit rough. And there's that whole discussion of how you have like this huge, like, very traditional family like the Sonozakis, who are also in power of the village, so they gotta act a certain way. Which Mion, on one hand, will act the same way. She will be the leader of the Sonozaki, so she has to act like all serious and has a lot of duties as the next in line to be the leader of the Sonozakis. Shion, on the other hand, said, fuck that, I want to be free. So, yeah. Like two polar ends of personalities when it comes to their environments. One who will embrace the family ways and the tradition, and the other who goes a separate way, a more free way. Both are good, I'd say. Like, it's a double-edged sword in both Mion and Shion's cases, both being a traditionalist and going with the family tradition, and also like being free and such the way Shion is. There are advantages and disadvantages to that. Me personally, I would be on Shion's side, if I am real. I mean, it's not like I ever had like a traditional like family. Heck, my parents are not even that religious to begin with. My grandma is. But me, no. My family never had like anything like the Sonozakis, where we would be highly traditional about some stuff. No. So I guess because of that, I have been mostly a person that I've never really dealt with that sort of stuff. So I mostly lean on Shion's side in that aspect. I've been waiting for the moment of my escape, preparing physically and mentally. First, I needed the courage to escape. I had to be confident of the plan. I had to think deeply about it. I also needed skills and physical strength. I imagined all the possible obstacles and trained myself. It was funny because I was finally able to enjoy gym classes, even the long distance runs. I needed the perfect plan, as well as the physical strength and skills necessary to execute it. Also, supported by those things, I needed determination. I made sure that I had all I needed, and executed the plan. I decided to plant a seed in school before the appointed day. The seed was a rumor that one of the male teachers was having a relationship with a student. Ooh. I won't go into the details now, but that can turn into an enormous problem in the school. Of course it would. The school is limited to girls precisely because their parents want to avoid those kinds of problems. Those parents are mostly important people from various positions. If the romance was a fact and was leaked to the public, the principal would have to commit suicide in shame. In fact, even that might not be enough. In the world of girls, rumors spread fast, especially when they're separated from boys and are obsessed with dirty thoughts. So this kind of rumor goes around really quickly. The sisters tried to get rid of that kind of rumor, and they warned the students not to be swayed by it. But apparently, they're the ones who are most swayed by those rumors. This means that I managed to make them furtively deal with something shady, without contacting families or the authorities. So, if I had disappeared in these circumstances, I looked like I ran away with some teacher. All the male teachers would deny it, of course. However, the school wouldn't believe what they said so easily. After all, there's a dirty rumor going around. By the time the school finds out about my escape, after they eliminate all the other possibilities, I'll be somewhere safe. I tried hard to spread the rumor that I was involved in the forbidden romance as widely as possible. The sisters questioned me a few times, but since the romance was something I'd made up, they couldn't find anything. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find any evidence. After 3 months, I was certain that I created a solid foundation. I stopped after dinner duties with my classmates, so that I could adjust my schedule on this day. I was even able to fill them with suspicion about me by doing that. Now they'll definitely suspect I ran away with some male teacher. Tonight was the night. I began my chores after dinner. After lights out, somebody will find out about my disappearance. My generous roommate would probably wait about 10 minutes before she reported me to a sister. But no longer than that. Okay, you know what? Let me see about something. I think it's like right over here under the mod menu. So, I remember that I had these choices before. Gene's sound effects and such audio presets. This is Gene background music and sound effects, which bring the BGM and SE closer, but definitely not identical to the original one. This one right over here focuses on just sound effects. Let's see about this, maybe? I don't think it changes like anything though. Maybe I have to wait for the scene to change? I don't know. Okay, this is the new BGM though. Okay, well, this is a new BGM and sound effect. Actually, yeah. Like, apparently when I go and choose new BGM and sound effects, it changes the sound effects. But if I do this, it doesn't change like anything. Because I don't want to change both the BGM and the sound effects. I just want to change the sound effects. Like, what the hell? Force enable the following sound effects. Ignore preset SC, new SC. What the fuck? Okay, let's wait for a little bit. But that's enough for me. I took a step on my regular route. Let me see. Okay, these are the new I remember this sound effect. Yeah. Okay, well, what the fuck? Zero server mod. Like, what is this? Okay, well, let's see. Let's go with this for right now. That was the first step toward my great escape. I calmed down and thought. The key shouldn't be wrong. This lock is old and firm. Isn't it possible that I put the right one in, but the lock was just stiff, and I only thought I got the wrong one? I realized that my nervousness was making me clumsy. And the gloves that I'm wearing to avoid leaving fingerprints must be getting in the way too. I should try the keys one more time. I picked the most probable one, and gently inserted it into the keyhole. It's stiff. If I twist it too strongly, I might break the key. The moment I thought of giving up, I felt something in my fingertips. The key worked! I slowly opened the door. I could hear the crickets. I don't have to hesitate now, but somehow I'm reluctant to step outside. I can still make excuses up to this point. It might look awkward, but I still can. But if I take a step outside now, there can be no excuse. If the guards find me, they'll take me to the office immediately. There have been escape attempts before. I mean, that's not really so strange. I don't think I'm the only heathen here. It's understandable that there have been people before who couldn't fit in this place. So the school is well aware of the possibility of escapees. I've heard rumors about what happened to those who were caught while attempting to escape. I don't want to believe any of those stories though. You see, all the school's horror stories involve students who attempted escapes. Whatever. Bring it on. I'm not expecting to get a second chance anyway. Ooh. Dig it. Dig it. This feels like a really... yeah. Like an escape song, not gonna lie. There'll always be only one chance. Things get serious beyond this door. I psyched myself up and pushed the door open. A strong smell was hanging in the air. Is that normal for you outside? I've never smelled a strong grassy smell before. Is there something going on? Do I have to be wary of it? Should I go back and wait for another chance? No, wait. Once you open that door, you only have one chance. And you're gonna have to go with it like all the way. Go, go, go! Also, okay, let me see about some stuff right now. Okay, it's actually the same BGM. Okay, oh wait, hold on a second. Did it change now? Okay, I think it may have changed. Like this, I can definitely hear like the sound effects changing when I do this. Yeah, okay, there we go. I think we solved it. That city. There's nothing strange going on. The smell is something I smell every day. I just wasn't aware of it. It's true, isn't it? Even though I pretend to be cool, I'm nothing but a nervous wreck. Calm down. Calm down, Shion. I can rely only on the map inside my head from this point onward. I searched the locations of all the surveillance cameras. I'm confident that I'll be able to avoid all of them. But I'm not sure about the guards. They pick their patrol routes randomly after all. I have to take a chance. Gotta go forward with it. Shion, you can do this. Escape! Be free! I can hide myself in most places, but there's an area where there's nowhere to hide for several meters. I concentrate to keep my senses keen. Well, I have to depend on my luck in the end. Even if I do my best, the guard might find me by mere chance. On the contrary, I might be able to get away no matter how unwise they chose to move, if I'm lucky. Damn, after all that effort, it just boils down to luck. And this is a gamble after all. When I realized that, I got excited. Yes, this is a gamble. I'm trying my luck. This is a game to test the determination to change my life. If somebody failed to escape from the school, that meant they didn't have enough luck to survive in the real world. But I'm different. I'm built different. I'm going to get out of here. I'm testing my luck. Here goes, Shion! I ignored the noisy bugs and concentrated only on suspicious sounds. I heard no threats. The loudest sound wasn't the bugs. It was my own heartbeat. Crunch. Even my own footsteps were so loud they could break my eardrums. With each and every step, my overactive imagination tormented me with premonitions of unexpected run-ins with guards. Countless times that torture grew too hard to bear, and I thought of running. But if I broke into a run, the noise I made would only draw suspicion. If anyone heard running at a time and place where people shouldn't be, they would realize something abnormal was happening. But if the footsteps they heard were just walking, then they'd likely think nothing of it. Yeah, that's true. Of course, I don't plan on even letting them hear those footsteps. I tried to extend my senses to get as much information as possible. I didn't sense anyone's presence. I might have felt safer if I heard a guard in the distance. I'm worried that my senses might not be keen enough to detect everything. Somebody might be right behind me, without me being aware of it. I don't want to make any noise, so I stop from time to time. It's like I'm constantly fidgeting. To stop or to run. Something within urged me to choose from either one. I cannot choose to stop. I have to keep going quickly and stealthily. Alright, go, go, go. I'm already risking so much just by being here. Running, of course, would be absurd. I know that. The urge to run continued to bug me. My head was filled with those thoughts as I went through this dangerous territory. I succeed in passing through without running into anybody. I couldn't help but sit for a moment and exhale the rotten air from my lungs. My negative thoughts vanished quickly. Just a little more to go. Just a little more. Just a little more. Just through that bush over there is the fence that separates this place and the outside road. Once again, I strongly felt the urge to run. I suppressed that desire and carefully tackled the final step. So close. The beautiful looking fence didn't seem designed to prevent escapes. While I was worried that somebody might see me climbing up the fence, it unfortunately didn't happen. It's even possible that this fence might have a touch sensor. It's too late now. It doesn't mean anything now, since I'm already climbing up. From the top, the fence seemed about 7 feet high. I have to go down carefully, just like when I climbed up. I knew that logically, but I couldn't think that way anymore. I chose to jump off with no hesitation. Of course, I regretted my decision during the fall. Oh god! I got scared because the flight was longer than I expected. Oh god, hopefully that didn't hurt. I didn't land beautifully. I fell onto my butt. Oh, okay, that's fine. We know that women have like a good cushions. So it shouldn't, it should hurt a little bit, but it wouldn't have like any lasting damage. But there was nobody around to laugh. I didn't have time to be embarrassed. I looked around to see if anybody heard my landing. Even the crickets weren't interested in the sound I made, and I felt relieved. I looked at my watch. 5 minutes till 8 p.m. It was just a 15-minute escape. Putting a number to it really made it obvious how short it had been. Looking back, most of the time I was just asking myself questions and hesitating. I guess I worried too much, but I cannot be too relaxed just yet. There's no guarantee that I fooled all the cameras. This place isn't a bank. There won't be a fire alarm going off even if the guards did see me. Hell, it kinda makes me question if they even have dogs. It's possible they're rushing this way right now. I cannot enjoy the air of freedom yet. I hid myself in the darkness and waited. There's still time left until the rendezvous. The rendezvous? Is she actually gonna meet somebody in order to help with the escape? I watched the school premises while waiting, but it looked like nothing strange was going on. The building was lit up, and the beautiful Western-style architecture made it hard to believe that it was school. It should be armed with electrifying wires, searchlights, and guard locks. Like the prison. Okay, well, what the fuck? Like, the sound effects are not. Okay, well, yeah, it's actually the same. It's actually the same sound effect, I guess, for the Higurashis. Well, actually, no. No, apparently there is a problem of not being able to change like sound effects, apparently, at times. Between old and new. I thought I'd experienced a surge of school memories in a situation like this, but it didn't happen. And that sort of thing only happens when you have good memories. I have no good memories of the school, so there's nothing to remember. But if I could pick a series of images to recall, it'd be the luxurious dinners we had every night. So my memories would be nothing but international cuisine. Japanese, Chinese, French, and so on. What the hell? That's just too funny. I burst into laughter. At that point, I heard a car approaching. I crouched in the darkness. The plate number is the same as I was expecting. That's the car. I jumped out and rushed to the passenger side, then opened the door and got in.
お勤めご苦労様です。
Oh, Kasai. I think that's the butler that we've seen in chapter 2. Like the earlier parts of chapter 2. Which I totally forgot about. Like after Investigation Season 3.
シオンさん。
The driver was a man of early old age. Unless it's like I like to think it's the same guy. He'd be angry if he heard me say that though. He thinks he's still middle-aged. He looked at my face and learned that I succeeded. He smiled. I cannot believe that this guy is actually is accepting of Shion's escape here.
シャバの空気は久しぶり。とにかく今は銀シャリが食いたいかな。
学園では上品なお料理ばかりが出てると聞いてましたが、シオンさんにだけは麦飯が出ていたんですか？
バカ、そんなわけないでしょ。冗談に決まってるじゃない。ほら、笑ってる暇があったらとっととアクセルを吹かす。
It's a little bit loud on my end. Hold on a second. Like, I'm gonna have to apologize that in this first episode there's gonna be a lot of me setting stuff, but I think it's all good. I actually forgot to lower the sound effects. Not the sound effects, but the sound in general from my end here. Let's see.
はいはい、仰せのままに。
Yeah, now it's much better. Kasai really did laugh out loud. After telling me to buckle up, he accelerated. The cathedral-like school disappeared from the mirror in an instant. Actually, while I'm at it, let me see something. Okay, it's the same sound effect. Yeah, like the same BGM and such. Okay, it's the same BGM. It disappeared so quick that I didn't have time for a surge of dinner memories. Because I was thinking that maybe this This is a different version of Paris no Go-Go. And I was using like the news BGM. Like, again, my apologies if this first episode is gonna be very scuffed in that sense. Goodbye, my lovely school days. I'm going to fill my stomach with junk food from now on. Oh, goodness me. I'll forever be free from the table manners you've taught me. Aha! Serves you right. As we drove, the scenery began to change. Soon we were surrounded by vast fields of crops and few streetlights. It reminded me that this was just the countryside of Japan, not Europe.
お腹は空いてないですか？どこか飯の食えるところへ寄りましょうか。
McDonald's, here we go.
食事してるからいい。
I lied. I'm actually a bit hungry. I didn't eat much at dinner to avoid slowing myself down with a full stomach. I appreciate the Kasai's offer. But I didn't feel like taking the time to eat while we were still in enemy territory.
この時間ですから、高速に上がってしまうとサービスエリアへ寄っても自販機しかないですよ。まあ、最近はハンバーガーとかの自販機もありますけどね。そうそう、聞いた話では最近じゃおでんの自販機もあるって話です。
はあ？何それ？コーヒーの自動販売機みたいに器がポロッと出てきて押したボタンの具がボトボトって落ちてくるわけ？気持ち悪い。
そういうのじゃないらしいですよ。おでんの缶詰になってるそうで、それが。
あ、ごめん。缶詰はパス。
缶詰、もう子供じゃないでしょうに。
嫌なもんは嫌なの。うっさいな。もう何笑ってんの？
Kasai chuckled. He must have been trying to help me relax. He isn't usually so talkative.
私は疲れちゃったよ。少し寝させてもらいます。これ、リクライニングどうやって倒すの？
そっちの左側の根元を探ってみてください。レバーみたいなのがありませんか？
うん。あったあった。よっこらしょっと。
Kasai laughed again.
何か面白いこと私した？
いえいえ、よっこらしょなんていう若くない言葉遣いがどことなくミヨンさんに似ておられたもので。
Well, obviously, Mion and I are identical twins. We're perfect copies of each other. When I react to something, so will Mion. When Mion reacts to something in a certain situation, I'll react the same way.
お姉は元気？
多分元気かと。私も親族会議の席に親父さんをお連れするときに少しすれ違う程度ですし。
そっか。お姉はもう実家じゃないんだったね。Hinamizawaの鬼ババのとこだっけ？
シオンさんが学園に入られるのと一緒の時期に園崎本家に移られました。
I responded with disinterest, even though I was the one to ask about her in the first place. The main house is where Oreo, the current leader of the Sonozaki family, lives. That's my grandma, who I call Hag. But when we use the phrase the main house, that usually means more than just a dwelling. What Kasai refers to is the same thing.
少しは変わった？
ミヨンさんがですか？
そう。あのばあさんと朝から晩まで顔を合わせてりゃ少しは変わるでしょ。
Kasai chuckled yet again. He knows I hate my grandma.
私が見る限り変わったようには感じません。シオンさんの知っているミヨンさんのままですよ。